Mhm.
Oh. Okay, so thank you very much for taking the time out to sit down and chat with me. I suppose the first question is who are you? What's the project?
Oh, of course. So my name is Daniel P. Weber, and I am the writer, composer, and lyricist of the musical Unique. And so the story of the musical follows a high school student with autism slash Asperger's who's a very gifted poet, but it is also dealing with his own personal struggles and fighting his own inner demons. And in fact, the very harsh critical voice inside his head is actually a fully fleshed out character in the musical.
So, how did the idea come about? Where did it start?
Oh, of course. I think it probably started like maybe as early as when I was 17 years old, and I had witnessed Fun Home win Best Musical at the Tony Awards, and I thought, wow, it really must be cool to have like an off-Broadway transfer musical that's the stage equivalent of an indie film win big at the Tony Awards. And so I kind of started experimenting ideas for musicals that were similar to Fun Home or Next to Normal.
Mhm.
And then I think it was probably in my senior year of high school, I first got the idea for Unique. And so I wanted it to be somewhat based on my high school experience
Mhm.
with a few minor changes and tweaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Originally, the main character was supposed to be a member of a show choir, but then sometime later, I got an even better idea to have the main character be the member of a poetry club at his school. And as for the idea of the inner critic, that first came to mind in my senior year of high school, like
Mm.
right when I was about to graduate. I think I was 18 at the time, and I got the idea after like reading my IEP, which stands for Internalized Education Plan. Since I'm also on the autism spectrum, during my school years, I had what was called an IEP, and that would like demonstrate it would basically show my learning progress.
Mm.
And one of the things, like, there was one year, like every year my IEP would change, and there was one year when it said one of my goals was to not listen to my inner critic, and then almost a year later, that really sparked the idea for who the antagonist of the musical would be. And so as months went by, I would get heavy inspiration from musicals like Next to Normal and eventually Dear Evan Hansen as well.
Mm. Oh, and so how did you get into writing? How did you start with writing?
Oh, of course. Like ever since I was very little, like probably since age 3 or 4, I've always loved writing stories.
Mm.
Yeah, in fact, I think it probably might have all started when I was 4 years old, and like at the time I was sorry, at the time when I was four, I was a huge fan of the Disney film The Aristocats, even though it's widely considered one of Disney's worst films. Although back when I was four, I loved it. In fact, one night at that age, I had a dream that the three kittens in the Aristocats starred in their own spin-off film where they like had their own songs. And then after I woke up from that dream, I thought, wow, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. And then years later, when I was like, actually not years later, but then when I was in preschool, my parents introduced me to the motion picture soundtrack of The Music Man, and that's about Professor Harold Hill and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Although I didn't know what the plot was, I loved the songs, and in fact, I started to cast Disney characters in the roles. like like at that age, I would cast Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast as Harold Hill, or like the three kittens from the Aristocats as the kids, like Winthrop, for example. And then years later in elementary school, I got huge into the Captain Underpants books by Dave Pilkey, and that inspired me to write my own comic books as well. and so I would continue to try to write my own comic books from age 7 until about 6th grade, because that was when I would start coming up with my own ideas for musicals. And I actually recall how in like within 3 months of 6th grade, I got this sort of an idea for a musical, like that was based on, you know how in Monsters Inc. Mike Wazowski has that idea for like a musical called put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Yeah.
And so I kind of had that idea for a musical, and then all throughout middle school my ideas would evolve, although I wouldn't actually get serious about it until, again, I was like 17.
So what advice do you have for young writers or people who are new to the sort of world of writing?
Oh, one of the things that most inspired me was probably when I was in my freshman year of college.
Mm-hmm.
And I was around 18 years old at the time, and literally within the first week of classes at college slash university, I was encouraged by my advisor to take a composition elective, and that's when I discovered that I had a knack for composing, even though I was majoring in singing.
So just try, explore your skills and develop talents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so from that writing now, you've written Unique. So what's it like preparing for your concept album concert?
Oh, it's very, very exciting. Yeah. In fact, I can't believe it's been 10 months since I first had auditions for it. And ever since then, that's led to like 10 amazing months of hearing like what the actors can do with the songs I've written. And it's really been just really, really fun. Even if I didn't actually finalize a date until almost a month ago.
And so what's
Yeah,
it like?
and it's also been fun, even just editing the concert on iMovie, because I have like a lot of different ideas to really make it come alive in the editing. Yeah.
So what's it been like seeing your brand new musical go from just an idea to a concert? What's that process been like for you?
Oh, it's been very, very exciting. Yeah. Even back when I was in college, I never really like envisioned that I would do something like that.
It must be amazing as well to see a brand new piece of work that you created go from essentially the page to a live people performing your works. So where can people? When is the show? What date is it, and where can people get tickets?
Oh yeah, of course. The concert is going to be on Monday, November 1st at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like that'll obviously be different for everyone depending on their time zones. Yeah, and actually, admission is 100% free. In fact, you don't even have to buy any tickets. You just have to follow the link.
Amazing, fantastic. So where can people stay up to date with the show and with you and your projects?
Oh, wait, what was that? Sorry.
Sorry, where can people stay up to date with the show and with you and your projects?
Oh, of course. Well, as you know, I have an Instagram page, and I also have a Facebook page, a Twitter page, and a YouTube channel.
And with the musical on Instagram, what is the handle so people can stay up to date?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, the handle is at Unique, a new musical. I've sent it into the chat.
Fantastic. I'll put it into the bio of the video when I upload the video as well, so everyone will be able to find it.
Awesome.
I'm also
Thank you.
putting the link to your YouTube channel, so people are able to obviously watch the musical if they want to. But I would recommend they would. Obviously, it's fantastic to see new musicals being produced in a time when theatre is really under pressure. So I would recommend that everyone tune in. It's a free event, and you're supporting obviously new musicals. So that's all my questions. So I just want to end by saying thank you very much for taking the time out to sit and chat with me. I'll be watching the concert when it is released, and I hope it goes really well, and everyone has a great time and loads of people tune in. So thank you very much, and I shall speak to you soon.
Of course, no problem. And thank you also very much for this interview. And I hope to speak with you very soon. Have a great one. Bye.
You too. Bye.